were told, don't try to help anybody. Don't bring nobody back to the ship. Get back here as fast as you can to get another load. We got to get manpower on the beach. The first wave I was on, and not a man survived out of that.
As the United States was recovering from the Great Depression, President Franklin D. Roosevelt initiated a work relief program known as the Civilian Conservation Corps. Many young men, like Sherwin Callender of Oakland, California, were quick to volunteer.
And they give us Army uniforms and barracks to sleep in, and we made campgrounds and fire trails and things like that. And all the different branches, recruiting officers had come to these camps and try to recruit us into their branch of the service. And a Navy man came, he said, you'll have a girl in every port. I said, sign me up. I was the first one. That's how I got in the Navy. I went through basic training in San Diego, California, and took what they called a four-piper destroyer to Vallejo, California, and took that down through the canal and up the eastern coast to Belfast, Maine. Then I had to ride the train down to New York City to go aboard the USS Wright. Well, I took that down through the canal again and out to Pearl Harbor. We'd go to Midway and Wake Island. We'd carry men and material out to them both. And the last time on our way back from Wake Island, a carrier passed us. They're going the same direction. We were heading back to Pearl, and they were heading towards Pearl too. And we knew it was a carrier. It was at night, but we didn't know what nationality it was. Then the next morning, we heard over the news broadcast they attacked Pearl Harbor. When we pulled into Pearl Harbor, I'd never seen such a mess in my life, and I've even had to pull bodies out of the water. One that gets me so bad that I'll never forget, I'd reached out and grabbed him by the hair, started to lift his body out. He was slipping. I reached over and grabbed his arm, and the meat just come right off the bone. I'll never forget that.
The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor inflicted more than 2,000 American casualties, and the U.S. went to war. Having experienced far more than he had anticipated, Sherwin requested a change of scenery.
I didn't want to mess with them Japs anymore, so I volunteered for amphibious training. They sent me all the way to Little Creek, Virginia, and that was the most vigorous training I ever went through.
His training complete, Sherwin was deployed across the Atlantic to take part in some of the first American campaigns in the war against Germany. Transporting units of the 1st Infantry Division, Sherwin would begin his combat experience in the invasions of North Africa and southern Italy. But the next operation would be the largest and most decisive yet, a chance to throw the gates of German-occupied Europe wide open.
I drove the Higgins boat a couple of times in. We were told, don't try to help anybody. Don't bring nobody back to the ship. Get back here as fast as you can to get another load. We got to get manpower on the beach. first wave I was on, and not a man survived out of that. We had over 100 feet of clear beach, maybe close to 200, before you could get any shelter. And the Germans was up on the hills bombarding us. For at least 10 feet, the water was just blood red. And bodies all over, even dropped the gate down on top of bodies. Couldn't help it. And there was quite a few injured that we still couldn't bring them back because we had to get manpower on the beach. There was one young boy, he couldn't have been over 17. When we dropped off the load, he said, "I want my mama." We couldn't stop to help him and bring him back or nothing. It was mean. That was the worst battle I believe I was in.
The invasion of Normandy was a success, and the Allies were finally on the offensive in Western Europe. But the war was not over for Sherwin. In August of 1944, news reached Sherwin concerning his brother Richard, a fighter pilot stationed in another part of the world.
My brother was flying P-38 over China, and his plane went down, and they never did locate it. They do have a memorial set in the ground there for him.
Despite the loss of his brother, Sherwin continued his service until the war's end. In the years since the Second World War, Sherwin has frequented schools and veteran events, sharing his story as a reminder of the cost of freedom. At the time of our interview, he was eagerly awaiting a trip back to Normandy for the 75th anniversary of D-Day.
I'm going back in June over there. That's going to be a wonderful trip.
Hi everyone, I'm Josh from Memoirs of World War II, and I just want to say thank you for watching this episode. Our goal is to capture as many World War II veteran stories as we can from all over the world, but we can't do it alone. If you'd like to help us in this mission, consider supporting us through Patreon and check out our website, memoirsofworldwar2.com, for more information. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. Again, we want to thank you for your support, and thanks for watching.